Hey everyone, welcome back to your favorite pirate crew. Today we are going to talk about Kizaru revealing why he's afraid of If you would like to see more about One Piece in our channel, please leave your thumbs up and subscribe to join our pirate crew. But pirates, before we continue with the video, I ask that you already subscribe to our channel, that way you will join our pirate crew and earn a devil fruit or master your favorite hack. It would also help our crew a lot if you leave your thumbs up on today's video, so together we can become Yonkos. Now let's continue with today's video. One of the things that has surprised us the most in the last few months has undoubtedly been One Piece. For years now, One Piece has left us speechless with its exciting arcs, incredible fights, well-placed discussions, and wild theories about characters, events, and the treasure of One Piece itself. However, one of the main targets of theories lately has been Shanks the Redhead. As a Yonkou with unimaginable powers, as well as a charismatic and mysterious character in his own way, Shanks has created a tripod in the minds of many fans in recent days due to his appearances in the manga and the new One Piece Red movie. After all, it was quite interesting to have so much information regarding the character in one movie and becoming canonized smoothly almost at the same time in the manga, with him giving his opinions and finally moving into the story. Shanks has finally begun to pursue One Piece, protecting the new age with a goal that we still don't quite know what it is. That aside, another thing that always boggles our minds is about his We have never seen Redhead seriously fight, let alone use any ability that would indicate to us how powerful he really is as a Yonkou. However, recently, some scenes in the One Piece Red movie itself and in the manga have revealed to us that he may actually turn out to be one of the most powerful characters in all of history to date. It's what we'll talk about in today's video. Shanks from the beginning is a character that has been quite mysterious. However, one of the things we can certainly say about him is that he is easily a candidate to be the most powerful Yonkou of them all. Even with Kaido having his transformations and attacks that have destroyed islands, with Big Mom being tough and destructive, with Blackbeard being a rising threat, Shanks seems to be above all of these. This can be confirmed from some of the things we have seen in the work. Not that Shanks has any great powers, although it was confirmed from the movie that he uses a sword with fire. He does not, as well as anyone in his crew, possess an devil fruit. This is rather curious to think about considering that he had been carrying the Gomu Gomu no Mi for 12 years, and possibly carrying it somewhere or someone else. That's if you consider that he wasn't carrying it for himself, and he might not actually be a fan of these fruits. However, even though he does not possess an devil fruit, Shanks threatens an immense amount of pirates and opponents. He can drive back even admirals with just a look, a few words or his own hack. This probably also happened when he faced Kaido in the past, during the Marineford arc, and would justify how he returned so quickly, unhurt, without exhaustion, and having sent the Yonkou away so quickly. Shanks is the strongest Haki user of all time, and he alone is capable of going over anyone who possesses Akuma's no Mi. Now that the movie One Piece Red is out, many spoilers about its events have spread across the internet and have caused many theories to pop up in the minds of fans. One of the scenes that caught the most attention were some involving Shanks' own character and his involvement with other characters that appear. According to the leaks mentioned, there is apparently a scene in the movie where Kizaru witnesses Shanks knocking out Momonga with his Conqueror's Haki. This apparently makes Kizaru sweat and choose not to fight Shanks due to the great level of destruction his battle would cause. And that wasn't the only situation that we saw Shanks show himself to be superior and absurdly threatening in the face of other powerful characters. Kizaru backed down because he was afraid. In contrast, in the manga, we saw that Ryokujayo, who was attacking Huana in order to capture Monkey D. Luffy for Akainu, was intercepted by Shanks, who was still a considerable distance out to sea in his ship. He stopped Ryokujayo with just his Haki, causing him to paralyze and sweat as well, and he also chose to retreat rather than face him. It's interesting when you think that Shanks has always been the kind of character who always chooses peace, to avoid conflict, and not because he threatens others necessarily, but because he is simply someone who is peaceful. Now that we are heading towards the new age, he has finally decided to show his claws before the others, taking care to clear the way for Luffy and preventing him from having to face unnecessary obstacles in his path. But for what reason? We don't know yet. Fact is, Shanks is powerful enough to threaten incredible entities like Momonga, Kizaru, and Fujitora, causing them to quake in fear and retreat. Of course, we can't neglect to also mention Ryokujayo himself and others during the Marineford arc, and they all always avoid facing Shanks for some reason. Well, now we know. And it's because he is probably the most powerful Haki user of all, although most of the time when he uses his Haki directed at someone, those who are weaker around him lose consciousness and suffer from it. One rather interesting thing regarding how the Conqueror's Haki works is the comparison Oda himself made between Shanks and Luffy was able to knock out a large group with his own Haki. This is still nowhere near Shanks' level. This is because the King's Haki always knocks out those who are weaker and have no intention of fighting or hitting back. In contrast, Shanks' King's Haki is able to knock out those who are very powerful, those who have a murderous or fighting intent, easily. Oda himself stated that if those whom Luffy wished to take down, at the time, possessed considerable strength, he would not have been able to defeat them as we have seen. According to One Piece Volume 4 Billion written by Eiichiro Oda, Shanks can kill or control someone's breathing and his opponents cannot see into the future. Shanks Haki is described as extremely powerful and he is known as the killer of the King's Haki users. Shanks is an observation killer, preventing opponents from seeing the future. This means that he is always ahead of the curve with his abilities, and can intimidate those who know, or don't know, his capabilities. Those who know he is there or not. His Haki is strong enough to hurt opponents directly, not just knock them out or stop them. As we mentioned before, some spoilers and leaks from the pre-release screenings of One Piece Red have begun to circulate on social media. These combat-specific spoilers made those commenting their opinions on social media wonder what would happen to the one who was hit by his flaming sword using Conqueror's Haki. It is possible that he could defeat a vice admiral quickly and without any problem. Well, probably not even an admiral can be a match for him, since he clashed head-on with Kaido once and came out unscathed and without any problem. I wonder what it is like to see Shanks fighting for. One of the spoilers they got from another account states that Kizaru and Shanks meet in the movie, with the former sweating at the sight of the latter's Conqueror Haki. This could practically confirm that Shanks Haki would be the most powerful of all, and it could be an interesting encounter for us to see a situation like Shanks and Zoro or Luffy himself facing Shanks someday. Some other comments to this speculation state that Shanks' Conqueror's Haki may actually be even more powerful than we imagine. It is recalled that he was able to defeat some of Whitebeard's pirates without even activating his Haki, which further highlights how powerful he is. Taking this into account, plus the factor that he doesn't have Devil Fruit and has lost one of his arms, on which, let's remember, he depended because he was left-handed, Shanks once again proves himself to be someone worthy of applause and the title of Yonkou probably by his own achievements and efforts, something quite similar to what Mihawk is. Obviously, superior. Do these abilities of his derive from somewhere, like from his blood? Other speculation that was born thanks to spoilers from the One Piece Red movie was regarding the theory of Shanks being part of the family, or being a celestial dragon being. This was proven to be almost true when we found out that he was rescued by Roger after the God Valley incident in a treasure chest that they had stolen from. Earlier it was theorized that he might be the son of Zebek, but this eventually fell apart once we heard the elders themselves commenting that he came from a family called Farlands. Could it be possible that they were the most powerful world nobles? Something like a long extinct family, or maybe that they just disappeared. Does Shanks even know this, and therefore doesn't use his last name? Or maybe he abandoned his own last name and decided to be a pirate. We don't know much more about Shanks yet, but one thing we can be sure of, he is powerful enough to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. And he will certainly intimidate more opponents and prove powerful enough to compete for the title of the most powerful pirate of all time. But what about you? Do you think he deserves such a title? Or is he only powerful because of his absurd Haki? Leave your opinion in the comments. That's it, my Straw Hat Pirate. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any suggestions for a video, don't forget to comment below, because I'll be reading them all as I always do. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content from your pirate crew.